Yo, what is up, boys and girls? The Mirko. Welcome to another Sarcast episode. And today we've got some loaded questions, some loaded topics, But before we get into the loaded topics, I want to say I'm very, very sorry to everybody who expected more content and more live streams on the channel while I'm on break, while I'm on casting break, technically. But unfortunately, I'm not on casting break. After MPL Indonesia Season 13, I took a 1 week break, but then after that, I got booked for IESF, so I've been casting for IESF African Regional Qualifiers, and later on the 22nd up until the 25th, I'll be casting for Asia Regional Qualifiers. So if you guys are wondering where I've been, what I've been doing, that's what I've been doing. So I'm very, very sorry that I haven't been as productive as you guys probably expect me to be on break. But yeah, I'm also trying to save my energy because technically I could actually, make content, be productive, but also go and cast for ISF. But I have a flight to catch on the 26th to Riyadh for MSC. So yes, I guess I can give you some good news. Confirmation already that I will be casting for MSC. I'll be flying out to Riyadh and there will be content there. I'll be vlogging, I'll be live streaming, all that, okay? That you guys can expect. Vlogs will never go away. I'll always be able to produce some vlogs here and there while I'm in Riyadh. So yeah, if you guys are excited for that, leave a like, I guess. But all right, let's move on to the topics of the Sarcast because like I said earlier, we've got a lot of things to talk about. All right, so for our first topic of the day, we're going to be talking about the SIBOL men's roster lineup that have officially qualified. So there'll be 5 members of RRQ KAITO. They've qualified. Pau Expert as the coach, and we'll have Ducky and Kaltizi from the 4th place, from Falcons AB Bren, the 4th place team in the qualifiers. And this is the brackets if you guys want to know. RRQ KAITO beat Falcons AP Bren in the semifinals to make it to the finals, and Smart Omega beat RV Fried Esports to make it to the finals, and eventually RRQ KAITO were able to win it all out. So yeah, they took 5 members from RRQ KAITO, 1 player from Falcons AP Bren, 1 coach from Falcons AP Bren. Why this is a fun topic? Well, firstly, I think it's a pretty cool lineup, right? It's great because for the first time, I think ever, we're seeing an MDL team represent a country, which is historical. That's just cool. Shows you that it's very, very competitive there in the Philippines. Shows you that this team, even though they're in MDL, even though they're very, very new, can go up even against the very best, up against MPL teams. But I can definitely see why a lot of people are taking this as a negative, because I don't know if it's happening as well in the Philippines, but I think everywhere around the world, there's been a lot of concern about this team and about the qualifiers, because an MDL team was able to beat MPL level teams and PH. Everybody's talking about, yeah, we already mentioned earlier that the good thing, the positive thing to take out of it is, okay, it's very, very competitive. But the negative thing to take out of it is, why are the MPL teams losing to MDL teams? What's wrong with the MPL teams? Are they not taking the qualifiers seriously? Which could be the case because, obviously, for Falcons AP Bren especially, they've already qualified to MSC. 3 million USD prize pool. But it could be also that they are just not as good as RRQ KAITO. And that's definitely very, very concerning for, I think, the Filipino fans out there. But yeah, what makes it fun isn't really that. That was just, added spice. But what makes it fun is the fact that for at least the Indonesian fans, they're looking at this lineup and they're saying, yo, this is the first time ever that they are going for a mixed lineup. Like the Philippines is going for a mixed lineup. Because every single time in the past, they've always gone for a full lineup. It's always AP Bren, 5 members of AP Bren. Blacklist International in ISF 2022, Blacklist, full Blacklist lineup. Which is wrong. Yeah, so we'll get into the ID qualifiers as well, technically, right as we're, here. So if you guys want to know, for MPL ID at least, we already have Fnatic Onyx that is qualified to represent Indo. So I think for the first time ever as well for Indonesia, we won't have an actual all-star team. It is an all-star team on paper because this would be the Indonesian all-star. But yeah, Fnatic Onyx, full lineup with Albert in the jungle will be the lineup that we are going to be sending over to IESF 2024 to represent Indonesia. So yeah, for a lot of Indonesian fans, now going back to the SIBOL men's roster lineup, are saying that SIBOL and the Philippines are getting scared. I've heard this before. But yeah, it didn't come from Indonesians before. It came from Mr. Fear. But yeah, they are scared. So that's why they're adding in Kaltizi and Ducky into the lineup. And that's why they're forming an all-star lineup, because they don't trust RRQ KAITO. That's the general consensus here in Indonesia, in the comment section, at least from what I've read. But I think anybody who has followed IESF for a while, who's followed the SEA Games qualifiers, or not qualifiers, the SEA Games, yeah, SIBOL. This is SIBOL qualifiers in general, knows that this is normal for SIBOL and for the Philippines. In ISF 2023, SEA Games last year as well, it was the full AP brand lineup, yes. But they had Ryota in the lineup as well, the XP lane from Onyx PH that made it to the grand final. So they added one member. I think it should have been Sanford, but Sanford declined that offer. That's why he's banned for 2 years, apparently, to represent his country and with SIBOL. But yeah, ISF 2022 as well. It was the blacklist lineup, but they had 2 members from an amateur team. I forgot if it was from Minana or if it was from Monsters Anarchy, but you get the point. That this is very, very normal already for SIBOL. It's just interesting to see, I guess, for a lot of the Indonesian fans, because for the longest time, for Indonesia, for, my country, we have been the ones to go for all-star lineups. We have been the ones to go for mix and matching different players who are just good enough and putting them into a team. And now we're entrusting one team. I don't think we'll have any subs, but that can change in the future. Maybe we'll add in like 1 or 2 subs from the second place team, which is Evo's Glory. But yeah, for Philippines, that's why it's interesting, right? That's why a lot of people in Indonesia are talking about it. What do you guys think, though, about this lineup? I want to know your guys' thoughts about this whole debacle. Firstly, about the lineup. You guys think this is a strong lineup? Do you think RRQ Kaito made it to represent the Philippines because they were just genuinely good? Or do you actually think that, all the other MPL teams just don't care and maybe they don't want to go SIBOL anymore? Yeah. And maybe because there's no SEA Games this year, right? Maybe it's because they're looking at it and it's just ISF. They have a lot of different events as well that they have lined up in the future. What do you guys think? And also, what do you guys think about what the Indonesians are talking about? My people are talking about the fact that they're panicking because they saw that Fnatic Onyx, they have that lineup, the full lineup with Albert. They're looking really, really strong, and that's why they had to add in Caltizi and Ducky. Or if you think, again, this is just another day on the job, let me know in the comment section down below, and we're moving on to the next topic. All right, so for the next topic, we've got RRQ Hoshi. From RRQ Akira to RRQ Hoshi, and the final topic will be MSC, okay? So calm down. We'll get to MSC. RRQ Hoshi. Just earlier last week, they announced that VREN and Brusco will be leaving the MPL ID team. So they're going to be changing the roster again for I don't know. I lost count. I literally lost count. How many times have they actually changed the roster, swapped their lineup? I've lost count. But now VREN's going to be out for sure, and Brusco is also going to be out. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comment section. But I'll give you my take on it. I think VREN leaving is a long time coming, unfortunately. I think even in the regular season, he kind of disappeared from out of nowhere. I don't know what happened. RRQ have been very, very silent about that. RRQ do not want to talk about that. VREN doesn't want to talk about that. I've tried reaching out to both, to RRQ, to VREN, to get some sort of info, but even I can't get any info. They're keeping it real tight in there, right? So yeah, no idea what was happening with VREN. We can only assume, and the assumption has got to be negative. Either the team has lost complete trust in him, or he has completely given up on the team. Either way, it's negative, right? As a coach, leaving in the middle of the season, not being there for your team on stage is just a bad look. And that's why he got ridiculed, he got humiliated, he got trash talked by a lot of different content creators, the fans as well. And it's unfortunate, but at least for VREN, it makes sense. He hasn't really been active in the roster for RRQ Hoshi anyways for the last few weeks of the season, and even in the playoffs, he wasn't there. But for Brusco, it's just kind of sad because why the hell did they take Brusco in the first place, bro? It's so fucking weird. I remember preseason, they got Irad, and everybody was like, oh, cool, they got Irad. One of the best junglers coming in from MPL Philippines. And I know some of you guys will disagree with that. I know some of you guys will say, Irad's not a good jungler. He was one day... Shut the fuck up. I still think he's a good jungler. I still think he has a lot of potential. I'm a fan of Irad, okay? I'll stand by that. So shut up, Irad haters. It's not Irad's fault, okay? It's JP's fault. Anyways, but Brusco, we can all agree that we found it weird that Brusco got picked. It almost seemed like, and this is no hate to Brusco, by the way, all right? No hate to Brusco. The guy is really, really cool. He played actually quite well in the regular season. Again, he did not play shit. He wasn't the best player, obviously, but he wasn't bad. He wasn't the worst player. I don't think he was the reason as to why they lost. I think when Vin came in as well, Vin was also very, very 50-50, you know? So yeah, the roamers have just been iffy for RRQ. But again, let's digress. Okay, let's get back to the point here. Brusco. It was weird to see RRQ Hoshi pick up Brusco right after going for Irad. It almost seemed like they went for a big investment in Irad, right? Imagine this. You want to buy an outfit. You buy a very expensive t-shirt, but then you buy an average coat, an average outerwear. That's basically the visual here for this transfer, because they got someone like Irad. They invested a lot of money in Irad. They paid a hefty amount for Irad, and then decided, you know what? To accompany him, let's get a cheap roamer. Not to say that Brusco's bad again, man. Clippers, I swear to God, bro, if you take me out of context, okay? Cheap as in, like, obviously compared to other roamers. I think if you already have a good team, a good jungler as well, you would want to go for the best roamer. You wouldn't want to go for a roamer that got outperformed by Spider Miles in his own team. You know what I mean? Like, no hate to Brusco. This sounds bad, and the Clippers might take it as that way, but it's not. It's not what I'm trying to say. Brusco's still cool. It's still good, but if you're going to spend that much money anyways, if you're going to spend big to try to make an instant impact in your team, why did you get Brusco? You know what I mean? So yeah, the fact that they got a player with potential, but not instant, skill, and they let go of the player that they got because they saw the potential in him instead of the instant. Do you understand what I'm saying? Am I going crazy here? Why the fuck did you take Brusco if you're not even going to trust in the potential? Why'd you get a fucking average roamer if you're not going to trust in the process anyways? Why the fuck did you kick Naomi if this is the case? If you're going to pick... I'm so confused. That's my take on the whole transfer. They definitely got to work on their transfers, man, because whoever's making the deals, he's got to... I don't know what's going on, all right? But now it puts RRQ in a weird spot. That means they're going to be trusting Vin, and I'm not even sure about where Irad's going to be, where Irad's going to be playing, if he's actually still even in their lineup anymore. All right, I'll just be honest with you. I'll be honest with you, okay? My pure hot takes. You keep Banana. You keep him, okay? Get rid of Don. Don is not as good as you think. I'm sorry. I'm not hating on Don. I just think Banana's better. But mid lane, okay, keep Skylar, keep Irad, and keep Zaya, and keep Banana. Change everyone else, okay? That's my take. That's my hot take. But right now, they're doing kind of the opposite. I don't know. It's weird. Even in Snapdragon, they're playing with a full Indo lineup with MDL players coming up. I think Eons would be great, by the way. So, yeah, changing the mid lane up will be cool. But the jungler to Fairsick, trust Irad. Please, trust Irad. You bought a young player that has a lot of potential. Okay, trust him. Please. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for listening to my rant. Let's move on to the next topic. For the third topic of the video, we'll have MSC talks, which is cool because everybody's been asking, Mirko, give us your take on the groups. Give us your take and your thoughts on the MSC groups. And we'll be starting on the wildcards. Firstly, what the hell, Moonton? You didn't get me and LaFell to do your draws. I understand why you didn't do that. Because, last year, we almost ruined the show with our draws. But what the frick, man? It's even worse. You put IHC, T2K, Homeboys, and Brute Force in Group B. What the hell? Group A is almost like, this is S2G for sure, right? This has to be S2G for sure. If S2G somehow bottle this, they are... Oh, please don't bottle it, bro, because this is the group that you would be dreaming of as a wildcard team, right? This is basically instant finals. No one on this team... Entity 7 is pretty good too, actually. You know what? S2G and Entity, they're pretty good. But then you got Xeno, Zenith, and Keep Best Gaming. Two teams that have never performed, even on the wildcard stage. So Entity 7, S2G, God bless you, for sure. But Group B, what did these teams do to deserve this draw? What the hell, bro? IHC is Little Gun, by the way, if you guys don't know. It's Team Mongolia, so still the same lineup with Bebex, Aizen, Forbid, Saxora, yeah, all the good stuff, all right? And Ethan. But T2K is a new Nepal team. It's really, very interesting with 2 Indian imports. So we'll see how they do, actually, because they've been placed in the worst group possible for them. They definitely had a chance. I was counting them out already, you know, based on the teams. I said S2G, IHC, Homeboys, and Brute Force are probably the 4 best teams in the wild card. But T2K could be the dark horse. They could actually surprise some people, but I don't think they could even do that anymore. They're in Group B. They're in the worst group possible. To all the T2K fans, good luck. Have fun. I hope they are able to produce some, you know, good games and maybe, hopefully win. I really hope they win. I really hope they come out against the odds here because they're up against overwhelming odds because then we'll have Homeboys there too and Brute Force. This is Brute Force. For everybody who hasn't been, you know, following the MLBB esports scene, you probably know Homeboys, second in MPL Malaysia, major region, whatever, right? They're really, really good. They're definitely the favorites to go and win wildcards. But Brute Force are so, so good. It really depends on how you rate Team Spirit, actually. If you rate Team Spirit as a good team, then Brute Force are a very, very good team. But if you think Team Spirit is an average team, then Brute Force is not really that scary. I think Team Spirit is pretty good. So Brute Force being in the wild card is scary. Because they went 4-3. They were able to force 7 games out of Team Spirit. The same Team Spirit with the same lineup, but with a better gold lane compared to M5. Very scary stuff. My predictions, Group A, it'll be S2G Esports and Entity 7, with Keep Best Gaming being third, I think. It really depends. I think Xenozenith and Keep Best Gaming, they can go third and fourth. It really depends. But Group B, oh my god, I don't even know if I can predict this, bro. I want to see Brute Force make it, bro. I want to see Homeboys make it. I want to see IHC. Every single team in Group B, I want to see make it to main stage. I want to see them. Dude, it's so sad. We should add like another slot for a wild card so we get 2 teams, right? No? Okay. Group B, it'll probably be either Homeboys IHC or Homeboys Brute Force, or it's either one of those 3, all right? IHC Brute Force, Homeboys Brute Force, Homeboys IHC, IHC Brute Force. I think I already said that, but that's my prediction for the groups, for the wild cards. Let me know what you guys think, though, of this group, because it's ridiculous, bro. Absolutely ridiculous. Let's move on to the main stage groups. All right, here we are with the main stage groups, and it's also ridiculous. It's quite cool. This has got to be, though, the best group draw ever when it comes to main stage, because my goodness, it's so good. Let's start with Group A, and it's already so good too. Evo's Glory, Fireflux Esports, and Nip Flash. I'm not going to say NIP. Nip Flash and RRQ Akira. So if you came in to Group A expecting to see a Nip Flash, you have seen a Nip Flash. Anyways, let's get back to the topic. Oh, enough of the jokes. This is a great group. Evo's Glory, Fireflux, and Nip Flash and RRQ Akira. I think it's very, very competitive here. I don't think... Definitely the weakest one has got to be either RRQ Akira or NIP Flash, right? You can decide on whether it's NIP Flash or RRQ Akira. But I think the top is really, really cool. Like Evo's Glory and Fireflux. Fireflux have been consistently improving. If you guys remember GOTF, they finished top 3. They beat RRQ Hoshi to make it to number 3, only losing out against Fnatic Onyx and Falcons AP Bren. So Fireflux have been on a very, very good training arc. They've improved so much. Evo's Glory on a hero run as well. NIP Flash, the all-star SG team. RRQ Akira, the all-star Brazilian team. Great group. Group B. I don't know what they did to deserve this group, but they might not deserve this group because of the group of death. We deserve it, though, because we get to see Prime MLBB straight off from Group B. Fnatic Onyx, champions of ID, takes on See You Soon, champions of Cambodia. SRG, invincible champions of Malaysia. And Team Falcons, MPL MENA champions. Bro, the group of champions. We can't even call it the group of death. It's the group of champions. This one is really exciting. I think definitely the highlight match has got to be Fnatic Onyx versus SRG. See You Soon will be pretty good too, but Team Falcons, brothers, I don't know what to say. I am very sorry for for this group. I didn't even have any part in this group, like in the drawing of this group, but I'll just say sorry because I think everybody should say sorry in the chat. Sorry, Falcons. Let's make that a thing. Sorry, Falcons, because it's not looking good for them. Hopefully they get a good game because Falcons are pretty good, based on MPL Mina. Good Knight. If Good Knight gets Faramis, or if Good Knight gets a hero that can carry, he's pretty good. He's actually really, really good. Shout outs to Good Knight. Best player on the team. And Ding. Solid player too. Let's move on to Group C. Liquid Echo, then the Wildcard winning team, Twisted Minds, and then Team Spirit. Also such a good group, right? Like the Wildcard winning team will probably be one of those four, like I said earlier, Brute Force, S2G, Homeboys, or IHC. So one of them in this group with Liquid Echo, with Team Spirit, with Twisted Minds. Really, really cool. Yeah, I don't know who's gonna win this group though. We'll get to our predictions right after we round up all the groups and talk about it. But again, this is a very, very competitive group. I think it's very cool stylistically as well because Liquid Echo love to go for team fights, and Twisted Minds, Team Spirit, and any of the 4 wildcard teams that I mentioned earlier that could qualify to make it to this group are also very, very team fighty. So this is probably the most explosive group. Expect Group C to be the most explosive group. We've got a lot of team fighting here, a lot of team fighting power. Group D though. Technically, EVOS and Fireflux as well, by the way. That matchup's going to be bonkers. Both of them love to team fight, and both of them have a similar style. Now that I think about it, whoa, EVOS and Fireflux have the exact same style almost, especially the roamers. That's a very, very good thing to point out later on. But let's move on to Group D. Falcons, AP, Bren. This has got to be the easiest group, I think, for for Pool 1, for like a major region, for Philippines/ID. Because Falcons, AP, Bren, I think the teams that can actually give them problems is C9 and maybe Falcon. But I think realistically it should only be C9. I don't know how Falcon will do. Not Falcons, Falcon. Because yes, we'll have Falcon Esports, Falcons, AP, Bren, and Team Falcons. We'll have 3 Falcon teams. Don't get it twisted. Minds. No, don't get it twisted. Okay? Because here, Team Falcons, MPL MENA champions. Falcons, AP, Bren, first runner-up from MPL Philippines. Falcon Esports, Myanmar champions. Myanmar qualified teams. Okay? There you go. In case, you get mixed up. But yeah, so Cloud9 is really, really good. I think they can get really, really good. They've been boot camping and they've been improving at a very fast pace. Xianyu Gaming, I don't know about the Chinese teams just yet. I don't really think they're going to be a threat. Not just yet. Maybe in the future. Maybe in M6. M6, I think they will have had enough time. But mainly, I don't even think M6 China will be a threat. We were talking about how China will be good in like a year or 2 years. Give them time. But all right, I'll just tell you guys. If you guys don't know, China has a different version to the global version. So in the global version, the version that we are playing, the version that we know, we have all the heroes. I think, how many heroes do we have? Total MLBB heroes. We have the 126 heroes. There you go. For China, in their version, in China, they have like 40 heroes. They have 50 heroes. They don't have Tigreal. They don't have Kaja. They don't have a lot of these big CC heroes there just yet. It hasn't been released. They're playing a very different version of the game. Completely different patch. I don't even know if they are... For Xianyu, they actually are adapting to the current meta, to the global server. But they've only started adapting and playing in the global server for what, a week, 2 weeks maybe, because they are boot camping in Malaysia right now. But yeah, it's just, dude, China will never be a powerhouse until their version catches up to the global version. And I don't know what, I guess I get it, right? In terms of making money, like the developers would definitely benefit a lot by releasing the heroes little by little so that you can get like the same kind of momentum going for the rest of the world. But I really think they should have just because the real power, the real force that will push Chinese players to play MLBB there would be if a Chinese team does well in the esports, because then it would light up a hope in China. And, we know how crazy, how amazing the Chinese mobile players are. If they get motivated to play because a Chinese team does well in MLBB and like the international scene, then we'll see China. Then we'll actually see China be a powerhouse. But if they continue to play with with this version, a different version entirely, this is a hot take. They're never going to get on the level of any of the other teams. I'm sorry. But if they continue to play their own version, it's just never going to happen. They're going to have to spend so much time. If they do, they're gods of the game. because they will have to learn a whole new game with 100 more heroes with a different patch, especially now considering we got an item patch. So imagine this as a Chinese team, right? As XYG, they're already trying to adapt to the 50 heroes that they don't have in their version, and now they have to adapt to the new items. Yeah? Yeah, stack that up together. That's why I don't think Xian Yu will do good. I don't think Heat Best, Xian Yu, both these teams, I don't think they're going to do good. It's only C9 and Falcon Esports with Falcon's AP Bren in this group. What do you guys think, though? Now I'll give you predictions. Group A, EVOS and Fireflux, I think very safe to say that should be the safe choice to go for. EVOS, even though a lot of people might say, they're good in MPL ID, but in Snapdragon, they've been losing. In other tournaments, they've been losing. EVOS have a different aura about them when they play in offline. So I think for some reason, I don't know why. I really don't know why. I can't explain it either. Okay, don't look at me like that. But EVOS Glory are really, really good at playing offline. They have championship mentality, and I really hope we get to see that here because I think they are still definitely favorites in Group A. Fireflux, upwards trajectory. Very, very good team. I think they might even be able to top this group over EVOS Glory because of how good they are. But yeah, EVOS, Fireflux. Group B, Fnatic Onic, and SRG. Fnatic Onic, don't really need to talk about it. We know that they're still going to be good. Maybe not back-to-back champions. I really hope that they're going to be back-to-back champions, but they're still really good. They're still definitely top 3 of the tournament for sure. SRG, though, however, why put them over See You Soon and Team Falcons is because I got to buy into the hype. 18-0 in the regular season. Haven't lost in Snapdragon. Didn't lose in the playoffs. They did drop games, but they didn't drop matches. That's what I'm talking about. And they're on a similar run to Onic last year. If you guys remember, Onic, MSC 2023, they didn't lose a single match from like the middle of the season all the way to the playoffs, and they carried it on to MSC, and they won MSC as well without dropping a single match. So SRG are on the same arc. Let's hope they're not just hype. For the sake of Malaysia, for the sake of M6, I really hope they at least make it to top 4. Because if they get grouped, yikes. They will be called the Selangor Choke Giants, bro. All right? Let's just hope that never happens. I've been hyping this team as well in my streams for some time now. So good luck, SRG. I really hope they are able to make create a new wave of amazing Malaysian players later in the future. But Group C, Liquid Echo for sure. And I would have to say the safe choice would be Team Spirit. Liquid Echo and Team Spirit will go. Liquid Echo, self-explanatory. Team Spirit, though, I think, especially in this group where it's very, very team fighting, they benefit a lot from those team fighting. Their mechanics are very, very good. They improved so much in their mechanical department, especially because they got an actual, threatening gold laner this time. Hiko is so good, bro. Keep an eye out for Hiko. I know we're definitely going to keep our eye out for Bomba and Sunset Lover and Sawo, all the veterans. And Marl, keep an eye out for him, too. He's going to be on the utility junglers, but he's going to be a consistent pillar for the team. Hiko, though, Hiko's the X factor of this team now. They have an X factor. If Sunset Lover or Bomba doesn't perform, they can always rely on Hiko. Group D, Falcons AP Brand, Cloud9. That should be how it looks like. And I think Falcons AP Brand won't drop a single match in this group. It's very hard to see them drop a single match, but I think if there is a team that could drop them in a match, maybe Cloud9 could do it. Even then, I would. Very, very tough. Very tough to do that, man. I think Cloud9 will get through. If Falcon get through, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. But yeah, I think Mobazane can make it. Let's just hope that the NA team doesn't choke in groups like they always do. I don't know what it is with NA teams in groups, but please don't let Cloud9 be outplay part 2. Please. Okay. Thank you. All right, so last but definitely not least, we'll be talking about the IESF World Esports Championships 2024. Sorry, I kind of stuttered there because I was resizing the screen. But I want to tell you guys exactly how these teams will be able to qualify to the main event. So in the main event, WEC 24 will be taking place in Riyadh. So we'll have 3 events in Riyadh technically this year. We'll have MSC, MWI, and then IESF 2024. Host country will get an auto slot, just like last year. Philippines, last year it was Indo, but this year Philippines are the defending champions, so they will automatically qualify as well. And as we saw earlier from the rosters, it'll be Kaltizi with the full roster of RRQ Kaito. So then we have the America qualifier, and there'll be 3 slots. But in this America qualifier, there is another qualifier to play for the America qualifier. And same goes for Southeast Asia and Asia in general. Same goes for Africa and Europe. So all these qualifiers are going on right now. And we'll talk about the African Championship first here. So as you can see, there will be an African Championship. All right. So wait, let's go back to this. I'm sorry, it'll be kind of confusing. But there is a total of 2 slots for Africa, from the Africa qualifiers. And the event that I was casting 2 days ago with Eterna and Naisu, if you guys were keeping an eye on some of the clips from Ikel, shout out to Ikel, and shout out to all the clippers who've been clipping the IESF African regional qualifiers, by the way, because shout out to you guys. Very, very cool that we are giving them attention. We're giving them, new eyes to lay upon. What? I don't know. But yeah, let's move on to this. Morocco, Egypt, Tunisia, Nigeria, Senegal, Djibouti, South Africa, and Madagascar. All right, so this African Championship will be played in Morocco. Morocco will automatically qualify, but the championship that I was casting with Naisu and Eterna was the championship to get all these countries, Egypt, Tunisia, Nigeria, Senegal, Djibouti, South Africa, and Madagascar, to this one. So there is a qualifier to get to the official Africa qualifier, which is this one. And then this qualifier will be played to get the 2 slots of the African qualifier for IESF 2024. Do you understand? I really hope you do. I really hope I don't confuse you. Very, very sorry. Yeah, but that's how it is. For the Asian qualifier, it's also the same. So there'll be an Asian qualifier played. And that's the event that I'll be casting on the 22nd of June. But we also have Southeast Asia. So in the Asian qualifier, it'll be divided already because Southeast Asia, whoever qualifies from Southeast Asia will automatically just make it to the main stage here because there are 2 slots from Southeast Asia. So the Southeast Asian teams that'll be going up against each other here. This is Brunei, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, Cambodia, Vietnam, Timor-Leste, and Thailand. The top 2 will be going to the main event instantly, as you can see from here. But then the rest of the Asian teams will have to go through the Asian qualifiers, like the normal Asian qualifiers. From Central Asia, we'll have 1. West Asia will have 1. East Asia will have 1. South Asia will have 1. And Oceania will have 1. American qualifiers, same thing. That's how it's going to work, right? And also the Europe qualifiers, obviously, right here. But yeah, that's how ISF is going to work. I hope you understand. I tried to just go through it as fast as possible. And I kind of maybe sacrificed a bit of clarity because I went for speed. But if you don't understand, maybe replay the whole segment with 3 times the speed. And maybe one day you will understand, okay? Yeah, let me know what you guys think about the whole video, about, all the different topics that we've been talking about in the comment section down below. Would love to know what you guys think about everything. And yeah, peace out. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll try to stream as well ASAP. Peace out, man.